Hello everybody, it's old Shazizz here. I'm out here in my mad science laboratory running an experiment on a little bit of thermoelectrics. I've got this capacitor down here. I'm not exactly sure what the max rating on it is. Anyway, I wanted to see whether or not it would be possible to charge up a capacitor, using thermoelectrics. Normally thermoelectrics doesn't give you very much voltage. Right now I'm at 37.8 millivolts, and just using a simple piece of all thread, and then I've got the ground section down here. Actually, it's on the positive side. Got it connected to the side of the stove there, and as it's sitting here heating up, you can see the voltage slowly rising. Of course, keep in mind it's only 38.0 millivolts, but there's a old book about made way back when. I have to look the date up, but it was something about the Boy Electric, and there was a deal inside there about making a thermal pile. And of course, I've heard that they was able to get some of these up to about 6 volts of electricity. And it used copper wire and silver wire in order to use a candle underneath there and basically produce heat, make it a thermal pile, which is a little bit different than a thermocouple. Essentially, a thermocouple is just two different dissimilar metals that whenever they're heated up produce an electric charge. Anytime you heat something, it has a small magnetic field to it. So I was curious whether or not I could actually do any kind of charging using a thermocouple. And then got into looking a little bit deeper into it, and studied on the thermal pile, which essentially is a whole bunch of thermocouples all gathered into one deal, which I've seen some out on eBay that put out about 750 millivolts. So I was thinking maybe you could take several of those, run them in series, and try to get up some voltage like the 6 volts that they say they could have got from that one that was in that old book. Anyway, you can see the voltage is still going up. It's not charging super fast, but it is charging, and all it is just a piece of all thread and clamped to the side of my wood burning stove. I thought that was interesting, so I figured I'd do a quick little video and share this with you. Anyway, look up thermal pile and thermocouple. You can see the difference in the two. There's a man out there, Mr. Teslonian. He made a version of the thermal pile, but there's a book out there. I don't have the link right out of the gate, but you can actually download the PDF form of it. It's a book called the Boy Electrician, and it was made way back in the early 1900s, I believe. But it's a pretty interesting read as far as electricity goes. Anyway, with just a little piece of junk right there, you can see that thing's still going up. I'll sit there and let this run up a little bit longer and see how high I can get it up there. Normally thermal electricity so far hasn't really been very impressive, but still 39.2 millivolts. See what that is up in the volt range. 0.4 volts. It's worth looking into a little bit more. Maybe while you're burning your wood burning stove or whatever to keep warm, tap off some of that electricity that you can create using the thermoelectrics. They have Peltier elements that are actually in little igloo coolers that they've been using for pretty much the same kind of thing right here, but I'm just trying to find a simpler solution to get more electricity out via the thermal process. Put that back down to millivolts. It's still rising. Anyway, I'll let this run up there for a little bit and see what happens. Pause the video and come back on when it gets a little bit more charged up. Alright, I'm back. I'm up to 41.5 millivolts. I'll put a couple pictures in there, probably a Peltier element, a thermopile, and a thermocouple, and see if I can find some links for you and throw them down in the description of the video, and hopefully you know, maybe get some use out of it. But you can see right there, you know, it's still raising up. It's going slow, but I honestly believe that using the thermopile, at least, it's those things, if they're putting out 750 millivolts, then maybe it's a possibility you could use a bunch of those in series and make a deal to stick on the top of your stove and actually produce enough usable electricity for something. Either way, being that it's charging up this capacitor, you should be able to charge that capacitor and maybe even charge like a cell phone or something small in a worst case scenario. But I thought it was interesting. I figured I'd share it with you. Hope you liked the video. Check us out on Shazizz Radio on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Central Time, and on Sundays on the Nights of the Round Table at 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time as well. And if you got some questions that you want to ask me about or whatever, you can always come on there via my Skype, which is user shazizz on Skype, and just come on live and talk on the radio. It's what it's all about, is trying to find some solutions to ideas out there or problems, whatever. Anyway, it's up to 42.0 millivolts and still rising. That's it's not super impressive right now, but considering the fact that it's just basically using junk to do the thermal process, you know, it's getting something. Still rising up. Anyway, I guess that's it for now. Stay tuned. I got some really cool stuff on the way. Peace and love, everybody. Yeah, it's me again. Another short little addendum. You see it's at 43.1 now and still rising. Check out my video about the pop boat. We got a contest coming up with some pretty cool prizes involved in that, and there's some other really cool things happening in the alternative energy world. So you know, stay tuned. Listen in on my radio show if you get an opportunity over at shazizzradio.com, and you'll hear all about it, and then there'll be more videos out and everything. So anyway, like I said, that was just something that I found interesting. I wanted to share with you. Hope I don't get thumbs down too hard over this episode, but I got better videos on the way. Peace and love, everybody. Take care. One last thing. Sorry about that. Getting ready to change over to 44 millivolts on there. Anyway, I'll keep my eye on that and see how high that thing goes. But Virtual Labs, if you check it out on Shazizz Radio, we've got some folks behind the scenes that's been kind enough, Mark Dancy and them have been kind enough to donate some server space so we can actually get Virtual Labs up and running. Looking forward to that, and that's where you would actually be able to look real time in on experiments being done, and people from all over the world being able to help one another take measurements and all that kind of stuff. I'll put the link to shazizzradio.com in the bottom in case you can't find it on my YouTube channel. I know it's around there somewhere, but anyway, I just wanted to mention that the pop bolt contest, we're working on behind the scenes getting all that lined out, so we'll hopefully get that done soon. My friend Cultus has been a miracle worker behind the scenes. He's done a whole lot. I appreciate him to pieces. He's over in Australia. Anyway, it's at the 44.2 now. It's a little bit of thermal electrics. Check out thermocouples, thermopile, and Peltier elements. Those are things that you can use in the thermoelectric portion of the electric world to actually produce some energy. Now, I'm still charging this capacitor. It's at 44.3. It's rising up, slow, but it's rising. Now I'm gonna do a few more experiments with some of the thermal piles once I get a hold of some of those and see what I come up with. And who knows, you know, the idea is to try to get as much energy out of whatever it is you're doing, and so hopefully that'll work out. Anyway, peace and love, everybody. Take care.